Hello, beautiful souls. I am Awakened Soul, and today we're gonna be going over Bitcoin, setting it up for the next trade, and seeing where it's going next. Sorry, I haven't posted videos, but I have been going live. So if you just go under the live tab, I just started, so the first two videos don't count. They're a hot mess, but I just did one this morning. So I'm working on recording the lives to transfer them into videos. I didn't know that I had to do that. So now I'm doing a video, and I hope you learn from this video more than anything to use it into your trading strategy. First thing I'm gonna do is start off on my monthly. Okay, so let's go ahead, get your chart up, and remember, do not pay for the trading view program if you don't need to. Just open different tabs and add 3 indicators to each tab, and you could use it for free. You could also paper trade. Please practice before you start trading. TradingView has a free platform. Log out. I'm going to log out really quick so you could just see. So if you come to the right on the tools and you click on the arrow that goes up and down, you'll connect to the exchange. Then in the bottom here, sometimes it's all the way down, so just pull it up. You'll get options to connect, and just paper trade with TradingView connected. Lower this tab, and now you're connected here. You could sell or buy and just play around with it. Okay, so really brief monthly time frame, right? We're gonna do a 1 touch, 2 touch, and then this is our support, and then 1 touch, 2 touch. This is our resistance. Sometimes turning on your magnet would help too. So 1 touch, 2 touches here. Wonderful. So what is my bullish target? Just based on 1 touch, 2 touch, finding the lowest price action, and I like to use my pivot highs and lows to give me that information. I have to change this to 5. Okay, so I have my vertical line here, right? Because 15,479 was the lowest price action. So right where it intersects my monthly time frame, that would be my monthly target. So of course we just passed it, but I just want to show you how to get your targets, right? I use a 1 touch, 2 touch system. So now that we're here, right, we have our monthly targets. Turn on your 1226 EMAs. Just look at it. That's all you have to do. Those are my EMAs if you want to copy them. But 1226, and it's just showing us the trend, right? Looking at price action. What is price action? The wicks. Okay, just stare at them. Price action is above 1226. We're in an uptrend. Price action is below 1226. We're in a downtrend. So on the weekly time frame, technically we're in an uptrend because price action's above 1226 EMAs. Now that I'm in my weekly, I'm going to turn on my supply and demand. Great indicators to use. I'm using 2 of them. One is called the liquidity swings, and another one is called the supply and demand pivot points. So I guess I could start in my monthly, but there's not much. Okay, so in my weekly, I'm going to start with the supply and demand, and I'm just going to go ahead and highlight it just so I could know where the supply is, where the market makers are selling BTC, right? The smart money is the supply. They're selling at a high price. So just right off the bat right here with this supply, if we mark it 32, almost 33, that's where BTC could definitely head to for now. Wonderful. I'm gonna turn this off. Another observation I want you to make and understand is your contraction phases. The markets in general, they all work in a cycle that repeats. So every chart when you understand technical analysis, you understand that there's always a trend phase, a contraction phase, trend down, contraction phase. So every section could be divided into contraction phases, right? So, and that's what I want to teach you. I want you to just start focusing on your contraction phase. What's happening with your price action today? So just off the bat right here on the weekly time frame, right? I want to show you something that I saw earlier. Turning on my higher high, lower low indicator. This helps me in guiding me in setting trend lines. So I'm going to do a 1 touch, 2 touch for this support here. And let me show you why I chose this. First of all, this is my contraction phase, right? This is the zone I'm playing with. So just right here, I'm trying to visualize and see what trend lines I could connect to find the next pattern, right? Forex patterns are critical, and if you learn them, it can help you out a lot. I'm a visual person, so I see it. So right here, just based on this contraction phase, right, we have this Eve, possible Eve. It looks like a cup. So what's after a Eve? A atom. So this could definitely be a play, something to consider, and I did tweet it. And if you're not following me on Twitter, you should be following me on Twitter. I am Awakened Soul. Is it underscore 369 or it's not working right now. So check that out. Wouldn't that be crazy? And look at the price, 12K. Okay, I just want to show you something. 1 touch, 2 touches. Remember this 1 touch, 2 touches. This is my highest peak, right? So my vertical line would be placed right at the highest peak, and then this is gonna be my target, my bearish target. Wow, wouldn't that be amazing? I'm just saying. You know, I use everything as confluence, as possibilities. I actually like this copy chart. I'm gonna tweet it and let me download it. I think this is gonna be the final play. I could be wrong, right? But this is beautiful, and I hope you caught how I did that and defined that. So now that I am going to my daily, within my daily time frame, and sometimes it starts on the weekly, but daily has been working great. So within my daily time frame, I'm gonna set my range. How am I gonna set my range? I'm gonna use pivot highs and lows to help me. I'm gonna come in here and just focus on, again, on your contraction phase. What is your daily contraction phase? Let's turn off all indicators so you could get a nice visual of what's going on here, right? Just looking at it on the daily time frame, you have contraction phase right here, right? It's a sideways movement, a trend down, contraction, trend down. We had a contraction here, trend up, contraction, trend up, contraction. So within this huge contraction zone, we have smaller contraction zones. Okay, so let's just focus right here on our daily. On this daily contraction zone, what is happening? What do you see? Let's turn on our pivot highs and lows, like I mentioned. I want to start off setting support and resistance because we're trying to narrow down our price action. We're trying to focus on just price action. Where would my high would be? I would take this high because as you can see, this is still playing. This wick that we're playing is a new high, so we have to find the previous new high. I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna just look a little bit to the left, and this is my previous high. So this is my resistance, this is my support for the daily. Okay, once I found that, I want to find a pattern. using pivot highs and lows. And I play around with this, changing the numbers, right? Again, I want to focus on this, on this price action, also considering this possible cup, right? So we're gonna do a 1 touch, maybe 2 touches here, right? Because we have to give it some breathing room and understand that it could possibly come to this demand zone that we talked about. I hope you're learning. I hope you're having a wonderful day. More than anything, right? Learn the skill. It's an amazing, beautiful skill. It's like making artwork for me, and I love it. I enjoy it, and I'm so happy I'm sharing my skills with you. And anyone could learn it, you know. So just really quick here on my daily, again, I'm connecting trend lines. I'm trying to see what this price action is doing. So this looks like the top of the cup. It looks like a rising wedge. So right here on my daily, and I have my support, right? Let me sorry, daily is yellow, and I need to color coordinate everything or else I get lost. And I've mentioned it before, but I will always mention I use the chakra colors, and I hope you get used to the color coordination, because sometimes I will do videos without my voice. So the daily is yellow. So just right off the bat right here, I'm gonna set an alarm. I want to see if this turns around. I want to take advantage of that beautiful short that's gonna play out, right? But not only this trend line breaking, I want the support to break at my daily, and I want my 12 and my 26 to flip. So those are the, because right now looking at price action, we're bullish, we're still in an uptrend. Okay, so you have to and write it down, whatever you need to do. Okay, what do you need to see as a trader to take the trade? Where are you gonna set your stop loss? Where is you gonna set your take profit? So at this point right here, I am gonna set an alarm on this daily trend line, and alert name, day down trend line. Create. Oh, another thing, one of my friends, one of the wolves, taught me. I'm sorry, I forgot. I am bad with names. So if you go to settings up here in the corner, alerts, and you go under alerts, check this out. You could actually set alarms to when the EMAs flip. So this is my 1226 EMA. So I'm gonna go ahead and set an alarm. So it's gonna alarm me when they flip. Isn't that cool? I think that's awesome. And if you caught this in this video right now, that's a gem right there. So this is we have support, resistance, rising wedge on the daily, and I like how this looks pretty. I like this. Okay, so now we're gonna move into my 4 hours. Within the 4 hours, again, let's focus on price action, right? Let's just focus on our contraction phase. So we know this is the daily contraction phase, but within the daily contraction phase, you're gonna find cute little 4-hour contraction phases. So this was all side movies, movement, trend up, and now this is your 4-hour contraction phase. So what is this contraction phase doing? We understand that there's a liquidity here, so it could wick up and then come down, right? So that would be a beautiful play. Be careful. Always be careful. Always set stop losses. Okay, but let's focus on this 4-hour time frame. We're just going in. Remember, Let's set some trend lines. What is the chart telling you? What is it showing you? No emotions, no expectations. Charts do not care about your feelings. You just do what the charts tell you. So right here, there's another rising wedge that broke to the downside right in the 4-hour. If you could visualize it, it went like this and it broke down. Right, so if we continue to the downside, I could give you a target right now, and that's based on this 1 touch, 2 touches, and this would be your 4-hour bearish target. And I hope you saw how I got that, and I'm giving you all my secrets, and it's okay because I want you to learn. I want you to be able to be your, you know, for you to be your own fisherman. I see a lot of people looking for calls or looking for people that tell them what to do, and it's like, no, do it for you, do it for your future. Take this time to learn it for you. So within the 4 hours, it looks like in a downtrend, but technically, remember, 1226 EMAs are still up. But what I like to do when, especially if I go down to my 1 hour and I see the EMAs flip, wow, that's beautiful. Right here, the 1226 EMAs are turning. I'm using the 2-hour too to confirm. So in the 1 hour, it flipped. So this is a bearish trend in the 1 hour. Right, and of course it could fake us out. I mean, let's just turn off the wicks. Right here, all this right here, this would have been the trend. You know, I probably thought we were going short here and it just reversed on you, right? So you can't just use your EMAs, or you just can't use one thing. You have to understand the game, the name of the game. You have to understand as there's a lot of possibilities, and you'll get there. So downtrend, 4-hour target, there you go. I would come in. How would I take my trade right now? This is how I will do it. I would come into understanding that this is a rising wedge and it broke down. So what happens when a trend line breaks? There's usually a retest, right? So we could definitely retest and to this rising wedge. And so what I want to do in my, usually I set my ranges in my 30 minutes. Right now there's not much of a range here, so I'm going to go to my 15 minutes. And again, I'm just looking at price action here, right? This is my high. I just created a new high. This is my low. Oops. There we go. So I understand, based on forex patterns, I understand that we could go back to retest this rising wedge, or we could consolidate here. So the best thing to do, obviously, it's there's no, for you to take a trade. Okay, sorry. So let this break, retest, because it could stop right here. So for you to continue to go and get that demand zone, I would wait for price action to come back to this rising wedge. I want price action to come back in here. So that would be, I won't enter a long till it comes in here, retest, and then kind of gets that support and keeps going up, if that makes sense. Because it could definitely come back up here, retest, and then fall down. Okay, so this would be a key zone to keep an eye on. Also, from this point where we're at, just in general, if for the downside, right? Because EMAs in the 1 hour are flipped. So for me, as a day trader, that's my bigger trend. That is my trend, the 1 hour. So I am not looking for a long right now. I am looking to short. I could definitely enter a short right now and just set your stop loss here. Set your stop loss at possible retrace. How much are you willing to lose if it doesn't go your way is something you need to ask yourself. I have a limit every day. If I get stopped out more than twice a day, I'm done for the day, and I come in and I reset my charts. So right here, if you enter a short, it's gonna be approximately here, and right, let's say you just want to enter because you feel like it's coming down. You saw that, not that you feel, nobody, no feelings here, guys. It's because we saw that in the 1 hour the EMAs are flipped. We understand that this is a rising wedge that broke to the downside. We could also look at the S&P 500. See, this is pumping back up, so let's wait. Be patient. I do have some alarms. The S&P 500 here, let me show you. I am looking at a double top. So it's critical to do your due diligence and look at different charts. I was asked today about DXY, and I do chart DXY, but it doesn't move as fast as cryptocurrency, because you have to understand the markets are closed throughout the weekend, and they're only open at certain times, and cryptocurrency is open 24/7. So that's why they don't correspond to each other like price action by price action, or movement by movement, or wick by wick. They move opposite, but they do take their sweet time. So just right here on the S&P 500, right, really quick, I have this, I'm doing 4 hours, this uptrend, beautiful uptrend in the 4 hours. And I do want to mention that the 5 hour gave me a more beautiful confluence of the uptrend using the 1226 EMAs. And as soon as they flip, right, again, the trend will be down, trend is up. It's all about going with the flow, guys. All about going with the flow. So I have my alarm here, as you can see, and this will just give me another confluence. I want this support to break, I want this trend line to break, and it just give me confluence to continue to the downside. But we are hitting that some critical levels that I am watching for a reversal, and that's where I want to get in. I want to get into the reversal for my swing trade. I want perfect entry, but for my day scalp, right, I am waiting, I'm being patient, I'm looking at the 15 minutes, I'm understanding the possibilities. I understand if I do a short here, I want this support to break, tight stop loss. And the reason we're doing the short again, because of the falling wedge, of the rising wedge, the 1226 EMAs crossing. So understand why you're taking your trade. Okay, if I ask you why are you taking it, I expect you to be like, oh, well, this was a rising wedge, oh, the trend changed, or support was broken. Like, why are you taking it? You need to ask yourself, and make sure always set stop losses. So this would be my short play and my long play. And my long play, right, it's gonna be from here to our demand zone. Oh, actually, no. Remember, what did I say? We could do it from here. I mean, it could retrace and fall back. That's what I'm worried about. So I'm gonna wait for it to actually come back to the inside of this rising wedge, right? Remember, that's the plan. I want it to break, retrace, and then kind of come back into this rising wedge. Give me confirmation that we're going to the upside. So it's just observations that you want to make. In here, if the short works out, wonderful. Just set it, and you could forget it or watch it play out. You know, allow it to get your allow your play to play out. I can't say it over and over again, guys. I understand how fearful, how scary it is to enter a trade and then you pull out and you're like, no, or you're like, no, I don't want to do it no more, or man, it's gonna hit my stop loss, or let me move my stop loss a little bit more, or let me move my take profit a little bit lower. No. Mm-mm. That's not how we're playing. We're gonna be technical, we're gonna be smart, we're gonna be critical, we're gonna sit our play and let it be. I do recommend, and this is just for you know, a little bit more advanced traders, or for anyone, I guess. We're all learning together. When if if this daily cup plays out and we fall from this point here, it would be prime entry. So even though you are scalping for a short, I would let some run, meaning that my short position, right, will be triggered at this point. My take profit would be at my first 1 hour take profit, but I will let some run so I could have a possibility of catching a beautiful short all the way down, like all the way down to 12K. So just keep that in mind, and if you are gonna let your trade run, lower your stop loss from your entry. Understand that it could always wick up, it could always liquidate you, take your money away, and you don't want to give the market makers any of your money. So when you're in profits, when it hit your first target, you know, take 50%, 75%, and then let the rest run under lowering your stop loss under your entry. All right, guys, well, that's what I have. I hope you learned something new. Love you all. Remember to do everything with love, and I'll start recording my live so I could post some mass videos too. But much love, and may the force be with you.